Dun, 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 dun. Star Wars is back, baby. Today on Two Geeks and a Microphone, we're talking Ahsoka. So listen in. This is going to be a wild one today. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Two Geeks and a Microphone Show. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, the most splendoriferous Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land.
Woohoo! We are finally here.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
It has. It
has.
A
long wait for Ahsoka.
Long wait. So I'm pretty excited. It was funny. I got to share this kind of spiel on my wife here, a little bit tattletale on her. It was funny because we were in California. You guys were gone too, and so I was like, I asked my nephew, I said, do you have Disney Plus? He's like, yes. I'm like, excellent.
Yeah.
Because Wednesday morning I'm going to be watching, kind of a thing or something. But then we found out I got moved to Tuesday. And then, and Keller's like, so, or are we going to watch, what's that show? Ashoka? Ashoka. So that's kind of a fun.
Well, I don't know. Ashoka, that sounds almost Japanese. And, Dave Filoni liked to give Ahsoka kind of a Japanese flair to it. So
I'm telling you,
it's kind of appropriate.
A whole Kurosawa.
Yeah.
Feel to this one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yes, definitely samurai Western. Definitely so. So yes. So, all right. Well, everybody, we are here to talk about Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to give you a heads up. It's all spoilers. It's all spoilers.
So we don't need a spoiler alert. We just go into spoiler territory.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody, I'm just going to do this now. Spoilers. Spoilers. You can't talk this show without spoilers. I mean, you could, but
yeah, it's going to be hard. There's too much stuff in this. So,
yes.
I don't have any geeky news today, but I do have one thing for the Geekdar, and I know our friend Angie's got something that she'd like to show us for Geekdar. So let's do that bumper.
Control the radar, sir. What's wrong with it? I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps. The what? The what? And the what? You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. That's not all he's lost.
All right, let's bring Angie in. Okay.
Hey, guys.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning. So,
morning
Angie, you got something really cool. Top of the morning to you. So, you got something really cool for Geekdar that'll go in really well.
Really cool.
Really cool. Okay. Go for it.
So I will preface this with I got this right after the Mandalorian episode where they first showed Ahsoka. And so here it is. And the cool thing about it is, okay, so it looks like her lightsabers. So it looks like her lightsabers are closed, right? So then if you move it, they're open.
Nice.
So when you move it a certain way, it looks like she's just holding her lightsabers, and then you move it another way, and it shows the light. It's lit up. It's really cool. So it's kind of hard because it has that veneer, whatever, on it. But so
that is so cool.
That is very cool.
And you got
it's
that.
It's very sturdy and whatever. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And because they have all the coupons, it was originally $22. I got it for $15. So I think that was a very good buy.
Nice. Very nice. That is so cool.
And me being a huge Ahsoka fan, I was like, I need this in my life.
Right.
Well, I have one thing for Geek Dark. Well, I guess technically two things. I have one thing. We went camping this past week, and while we were camping, we had some very hot days. It was a little rough. And at one point, my wife was like, "Let's watch a movie." And Megan and I had been wanting to watch Super Mario Brothers. So we got some streaming time and paid for some streaming time, and we streamed Super Mario Brothers on Paramount Plus. So Paramount Plus is now streaming it. And it was my first chance getting to see it. And actually, I thought it was a pretty fun movie. It hit almost every aspect of, it had little tidbits from almost every Mario game you could think of, from Donkey Kong to Super Mario Brothers to Mario Kart to Mario World. Just about any Mario game you've ever played, there's some sort of reference or scene to it. It was really good. Fun movie, funny. If you like Mario, it's very nostalgic for a lot of things. I think you'll enjoy it. So,
if you had to rate it, what would you rate it?
Let's see. I would give this probably 8 out of 10 piranha plants.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
I also watched it when it hit Paramount Plus and tried to get it in. I had to do it in a couple of phases, but I liked it. It was fun. It was a fun movie. So I agree with you. 8 out of 10 piranha plants is a good one. Yes.
See, I've been hesitant on seeing it because I'm such a huge Mario fan. So that's good.
You're not a Mario fan, or you are?
No, I said I am. I'm a huge Mario fan. And so I'm very hesitant on watching the movie because I was afraid it was not going to live up to my expectations.
Oh, no. This isn't like the old original Mario Brothers movie from years back.
Thank God. That
was
what horrible. I was afraid of. Because we don't talk about that movie.
Right. Yeah. It was a bad one. So then the only other thing I have is actually my new hat, which is
very nice.
Has Ahsoka's markings on the front of it. And then this is pretty cool too. Check this out.
Hang on.
So, okay, there's Ahsoka's markings on the front.
Yeah.
On the back, it says Ahsoka in Arbesh, the Star Wars language. So, which if you look closely in the either beginning or end credits, I guess it's the end credits, you can see the Ahsoka Arabesh on the end credits of the Ahsoka series. So
cool.
Because I saw it yesterday. I was like, oh, cool. There it is. That's on the back of my hat.
Yeah.
But I got this hat from heroesandvillains.com. And yeah, I'd seen somebody else post it on Facebook, and I'm like, I'm going to get that. And I ordered it right away. So I made sure I had it for this episode. So
right on.
That's my Geek Dar. All right.
Very nice.
We ready to jump into the main event then?
Let's do this. Let's do this. It's time for the main event. Let's talk Ahsoka.
And we are streaming on all platforms this morning. Fingers crossed, toes crossed.
Everything's working.
Eyes crossed.
Sage is with us. Good morning, Sage. Nice to have you with us, my friend. Nice to have you here. I look forward to reading some of your comments because, come on, I know you've already seen Ahsoka 1 and 2 probably several times already.
He probably watched it at work.
Right.
Nice. Yeah. So if you got any comments, put them in the in the comment section, and we will try to address those if we feel that it's going to be appropriate to the conversation. So let's start off. Ratings. I've been thinking we should use maybe star maps for our ratings. What do you think?
I love it.
Ooh,
Awesome.
I love it.
that's good.
All right. Who wants to go first? I guess I'll go first.
I mean, I could go first.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So obviously I'm a little biased because she's my favorite. So we're going to, right out of the gate, we're just saying that. But I would definitely have to give it 9 out of 10 star maps.
Nice.
Because it was pretty good. I don't want to give it a 10 because I want to, you know.
Okay.
But I will go 9 out of 10. That's my rating.
All right. So this show starting off, it started off with a bang. Oh my gosh. One, we kind of sort of got the scroll back, which I'm very happy about. I wish they would have just went ahead and done it Star Wars style, the way they do it in the movies. But hey, it's okay. It's kind of cool. It's similar what they did with Rogue One, because Rogue One they did that kind of same thing. So it wasn't the traditional scroll, but we got a scroll. So I was happy about that. We got the opening shot with a ship flying overhead, which, you know,
There's the scroll.
Yep, there's the scroll. Opening shot with us coming in over the ship. Very, very Star Wars-esque. You know, it takes me all the way back to the original Star Wars. Love it. If you look at every movie, they always open up with a space scene and a ship scene.
Yep.
So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I loved that. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Excellent
I was
work.
impressed.
There were a couple issues I had. Nothing huge. One I'm slightly confused about, and we'll talk about a little bit more later. But those couple issues will bring it down just a couple notches for me. Ahsoka has been a favorite of mine for years. When she was very first introduced in the Clone Wars, I was kind of annoyed with her and wasn't the biggest fan of her to start with. But as she grew, my interest in her grew much more
better.
I was waiting for it.
Gotta open mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, and eventually she became one, I wouldn't say but one of my favorite Star Wars characters. So, with that said, I will give this, and remember, I'm just taking a couple notches off for some slight confusion of what's going on here. I will give it 7 out of 10 star maps.
Oh, lower than I thought.
Well, and number one, I don't want to come out of the gate going, this is a grand slam, because I'm thinking by the season finale of this, we should have something freaking amazing by the season finale.
Yeah.
So
that's why I ranked it 9.
I don't want to go too high yet,
Right.
but again, there's just an issue I got, and we need to talk.
Oh, I love this. Okay.
Ooh,
All right.
Interesting.
All right.
Nice. All right. So 7 out of 10. Angie, you said 9 out of 10. I'm
Yeah.
actually going to go right between you guys, and I'll give it a good, solid 8 out of 10 star maps.
Okay.
No 0.5s or
I know. I'm shocked.
7.5.96.
Doing a solid even number. I like it.
Yeah, solid.
Good work.
Here's the thing. I agree with you. Started off great.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching, as you referenced earlier, and I have to agree with you, the whole Japanese samurai space western.
Yes.
Plain, hands down, it's all there. All of it's there. The lone samurai taking on an apprentice, kind of a thing. I mean, we get that. We got scenes that look like they came straight out of the last episode of Rebels. We got to see Ahsoka in her prime. I want to say this is her prime. There are some things I could have done without. to be open with you, story wise. I'm like, come on, we've already done this kind of a thing from Rebels. The characters have already progressed from Rebels, kind of a thing, and it was kind of like almost, here's curmudgeon Luke kind of a thing. Not that it was curmudgeon Luke, but there was some stuff.
Get you.
Kind of a thing. And then but there we got some drops of storytelling that just blew my mind. I didn't say blew my mind. Let me rephrase that. Got me so intrigued when we finished the second episode. It did exactly what and thank you that they dropped 2 episodes at once, but did exactly what it was supposed to do. It gave me the story. It told me where we were headed, and I so wanted more.
Yeah. I agree.
And so, there's some things in there. I was like, and it was slow in a couple of parts too, but and me, I'm like, don't drag this. Just give me good story all the way through. Please don't drag it out, kind of a thing. And they didn't. For me, overall, they didn't. There were a couple of scenes I'm like, but on the whole, I was very intrigued, very excited.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
No, but technically, I was watching it with my nephew and his new wife, and Kelly was there, and so we were sitting there watching it. So I couldn't have even skipped it. Now, I will say I did download it on my phone.
They wouldn't have stood for that, huh?
They wouldn't have stood for that. Now, I will say this: I did download it to my phone so I could have it on the plane coming back, so I could watch. And all I did was watch the action sequences.
That's so funny.
What's wrong with that? I mean, that's you're doing a second watch. Anyway.
Ooh, lightsabers!
Those action sequences, man.
Anything with a lightsaber flying, that was me. I watched it. So.
Oh, and we got quite a bit of lightsaber action in these 2 episodes too.
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
So,
I was shocked.
Let me bring up Sage's. Sage put one in there, and here's what Sage says about his view.
Okay.
7 out of 10, not bad, better than I thought it would be, but still slightly disappointed. However, I give 10 to the Rebels scene tribute. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you, Sage.
I am hopeful that we get a full-on Rebels reunion somewhere in this season where we see Zeb come in, Hera, Sabine, Ahsoka, get everyone, Chopper, get everyone in one scene. Maybe at the very end of the season when we get Ezra back, because I'm sure at the end we're getting Ezra back, and have them all on the Ghost. Give me that scene I wanted in Star Wars.
Yes.
Didn't get. Give it to me, Disney. I want it. Give it to me this season. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If
they show Zeb, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind.
Well, they showed Zeb in Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah, they did. I forgot
about
that. So
we've had Zeb. We just need him over here now. Mm-hmm. And they got it. They got to bring Zeb in at some point.
Yeah.
That would be silly to do all this and then have had him over on Mandalorian and not bring him in on Ahsoka. That would just be dumb. So and I can't see Dave Filoni not doing that.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure it'll happen. So okay, Steven, you brought up curmudgeon Luke, and that's exactly one of the issues I did have with this. We got grumpy Ahsoka.
All right. Well, hold that thought, because I want to make sure that we give everybody kind of, before we really start getting in, I want to kind of do our summaries. Did you get the IMDb summaries or any kind of summaries of each episode?
I couldn't find a really good one.
I haven't been able to either. So I don't want to. I want to make sure we just do a real quick overview. Do we want to do episode 1, then episode 2, and then talk about ones, or just do 1 and 2 since they released them?
1 and 2 of them together as if they were one episode. So it was perfect. Master and Apprentice, and then episode 2. I don't remember what the title was.
Toil and Trouble.
Toil and Trouble. Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, that's pretty appropriate title too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really was.
That almost sounds like a witch title, and then
it does, doesn't it?
All right, go ahead, Steven.
Yeah. So so the biggest thing is, it starts off at the beginning, everybody, where we get introduced to our new villain, for lack of a better term. I know they're trying to make the villain kind of morally gray, or maybe, but I'm like, yeah, whatever. That orange lightsaber, whatever. Whatever.
That's Baylin. Shoot, what is his name now?
Skoll.
Baylin Skoll. That's it. Skoll.
Yeah. And then his apprentice, and we get introduced to them. Great sequence. They come on board. Yeah. They are freeing the captive, which I never can say her name correctly.
Can I? They just kind of gave me almost a feel. I don't know if you read. Did you read the Darth Bane books?
No.
Oh my gosh. They almost gave me the feel of Darth Bane and his apprentice when they came in. Yeah, I got chills when they came in because I was like, dang, we need Darth Bane. We need to do Darth Bane.
That would be
because
cool.
This was almost Darth Bane. It really was. All right, sorry.
We get to see. No, that's okay. So we get to see them. They free Elsbeth, and I think that's, and then saying, Ahsoka. Her name is Ahsoka Tano. Then title credit scene. I was like, that was fun. And then we see that Ahsoka is at a temple. We'll get more into that. In search of a map. So we have our MacGuffin, kind of.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The map. Yeah. Definitely the MacGuffin.
And every time anyone's in pursuit of the map, I always go back to my boys when they were really young watching Dora the Explorer. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
So,
oh my gosh.
I know. I got a crazy mind, everybody.
Oh, that's funny.
So
that was awesome. That was awesome.
So she gets it. I love that sequence. I love that scene. But so then it becomes, everyone wants the map, and we're kind of that's really kind of our thing. And so they're in pursuit of the map. We need to open the map. We need to unlock the map. I did get a little Indiana Jones vibe in that kind of a thing.
Yes, it felt very.
I thought it was better than. I thought it was a better Indiana Jones movie, the Indiana Jones 5. Hey, but anyway.
Oh, bird.
See, I like Indy 5. I thought
right, Brenda, swiper, no swiping. From Dora, nice. I love it.
Well, that must be a Dora.
It is. Yeah, it's a Dora.
Yeah, I didn't watch Dora.
Same villain is called Swiper, so.
Yeah. So I would say, so then it became this whole thing about getting the map. We get introduced to new characters. Ahsoka gets Sabine to help. So we have Sabine and her journey. And then she opens the map. Then the apprentice to Baylin comes, lightsaber battle. Then we have Qui-Gon Jinn rolling over in his grave again, and thank you for laughing, Angie. Mike wasn't listening.
I'm sorry, I was responding to something. I know I got it, and believe me, I'm rolling right with him.
I mean, so you're not wrong.
Unfortunately, they invented back to tanks after Qui-Gon Jinn got stabbed through the stomach. Just saying.
They didn't put her in a back though.
No,
they didn't even use the back spray on her.
No,
right? We don't know. Look, it was fast moving.
Again, why I didn't rank it 10?
Yeah, but that ended episode 1. Then episode 2, Sabine is healing, or she's in the thing. They're saying, I need to go with you, and then Ahsoka goes back to Sabine's place, the old communications tower. That one of the robots is still there. They try to tap into the robot to get information. They get a location of where it is, and then we can see other stuff. The bad guys have the map. It's opened. They go to one of the coolest planetariums in the world, in the universe. We get some really cool revelations. It was awesome. And I'll be open with you. It was those pictures of that space planetarium that we saw that I thought they were in the world between worlds in the trailer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get you. I think a lot of people thought they were in the world between worlds. I did too. I honestly did.
I heard that a lot.
Apparently, we didn't go there. So
it was, well, we may be. That's a whole nother subject.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's
so
possible. As Mark Hamill would say, it's possible.
Yeah, and then
he won't even say that anymore. Disney's put such a boot on his throat.
Right.
He's not allowed to say anything.
Yeah. So I will say this, that, then we find out that they go to what information they had about the droid, where it was commissioned at, or where it had been active at. It was there on Corellia. They go to Corellia. And then we find out that there's still remnants of Empire people still working at the factories and facilities where they are. It was
the Empire!
Right. And then, found out there's big old jet, propulsion thing that they've been making, and it goes to escape. Ahsoka and Hera, or General Syndulla, go to go to get it, to intercept it. They get a tracker on it. That was a cool scene. There's a great battle. We have an Inquisitor we get to see that I want to talk about, and then the episode's kind of done. I was like, dang, I want more, kind of thing. So everybody, there's the overview real quick.
It's like that meme with Dave Chappelle, and he's got the powder on his lips, and he goes, and it says, "Y'all got any more of those Ahsoka episodes?"
I love that.
I like that. I haven't seen that. That's good.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That comes out for everything. Like, everyone's just I can't wait for the next one, and then all of a sudden you see the Dave Chappelle. And, y'all got any more of those?
Yep. There's left over. They're still wanting to get to the map, not realizing it's been thing. So they're going to the place where the map, the really cool planetarium situation is. We get some great reveals. So I'm looking forward to having this discussion, Mike. I really want to get your insights and your download on much of what occurred, because I have some questions for you for sure. But I want to make
a great job on the synopsis there.
Why, thank you. I thought it was better than Google, and I didn't even use ChatGPT either.
No, you did awesome. And because I was looking all over before we started. I'm like, I'm not finding a really good synopsis. So
right. And I'm just saying, that just to give you that synopsis means that I didn't even skip anything.
I sure didn't. Wow.
I'm very proud of you.
Why, thank you. Thank you.
Well played. So I just want to address Sage here.
Oh yeah,
it says episode 1 relies heavily on its it's upon its audience knowledge knowledge base. Can't talk this morning. In fact, some of its better moments that evoke true emotion upon nostalgia and Rebels and what has come before, details that would be lost to viewers who haven't had time to watch over 200 episodes of Clone Wars. Rebels.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry.
Sage, thanks for bringing that up, because I meant to ask my wife if she followed along pretty okay with it, because she hasn't watched Rebels. And I forgot to ask her, but she seemed to follow along with the story proper as it was. But gosh, I do agree with you that if you know what happens in Clone Wars and Rebels, you have a good sense of what's happening. So fair enough. That actually is good insight. I appreciate that.
Because I've seen Clone Wars. That was my show. But then, I've only seen bits and pieces of Rebels. But I watched enough to understand what was going on.
I would recommend to new viewers that they at least watch the last couple episodes of Rebels before they watch this.
Yeah.
Because, well, shoot, I got screenshots of where the ending scene of Rebels is almost identical to the ending scene in Ahsoka. So, they did pull completely from that.
I think they're going to reference it more because of Ezra, them trying to.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're definitely going to get that because we're going to get the search for Ezra and Thrawn. Because that was alluded to at the end of Rebels, and we're going into this is essentially Rebels season 5. That's honestly what I think they should have titled it. So yeah, I don't necessarily think you have to watch all of Clone Wars. There's some good Clone Wars episodes. There's actually an essential Ahsoka watching order thing that Disney has put up. About that. And I started watching it last night, and it goes back to season 1 of Ahsoka and shows a couple of the key episodes and such that kind of explain who Ahsoka is and everything. The only thing is they did leave out the Clone War movie, which I would recommend that because then you see Ahsoka being brought into and given to Anakin as his Padawan, so on and so forth. So yeah, I if you don't know who Ahsoka is, it might be a good idea to start there.
Let's be realistic though. If you watch the movie, you may not like her.
Fair. I mean, fair. I don't know.
I'm right. I'm right.
Sky Guy. That's Sky Guy and R2E.
You're not entirely wrong, and she's my favorite.
Yes,
you're not entirely wrong.
I rewatched those 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes of that Essential Watching, and those were from season 1. And there was a lot of Sky Guy snips and R2E in it, and it's very annoying, and I hate that parts of it, but it gets out of that. She grows up, and she stops saying that all the time.
I do want to bring up the first episode written and directed by Dave Filoni. And it is 100% Dave Filoni storytelling.
Yes.
100%. 100%. And as we walk through this, some of the revelations that we get, I'm not going to go into them just yet, but I want to bring this up. Since we're talking about going back and watching Rebels and especially Clone Wars, we got some drops in our storytelling that reference back again. I am intrigued what kind of story threads that he is tying up as well as introducing. I'll be open with you. I thought I was watching live action Rebels season 5.
That's what I said. This is practically Rebels season 5.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And not that I'm complaining at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I like Rebels. Rebels was a great series. A lot of Star Wars nostalgia in Rebels. I remember when Rebels premiered and the first shot we got was the TIE fighter coming over Lothal. And again, I had, chills because the sound of a classic TIE fighter, I hadn't heard that in new Star Wars in years at that point. I'm just like, I'm home. I'm home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm leading to. And Sage states this. He says, yes, this felt more like a cliff-noted recap versus a brand new journey. Without prior knowledge, there's a lot of gaps not explained in my mind. Fair. That is a fair assessment because there were drops that you didn't know the significance of them until it came up.
Sabine being a Jedi or not a Jedi or something in between. What in the world is going on there?
Right.
Sorry. I'm just thinking out loud. I have an issue with this. Nobody seems to really be talking about it. It's driving me insane.
Well, let's talk about it, my friend. Now, this is one of the things we don't like. Usually we talk about what we liked most, but let's go ahead and get into your
all right. Well,
on it. Let's discuss it.
First of all, I totally agree with you with the lightsaber through the gut theory. This has become a new trope in new Star Wars and Disney Star Wars. I wish it could go away. Can we go back to cutting people's hands off?
Right.
And to me,
exactly. That's what I said.
That makes more sense than stabbing them in.
Who else been stabbed in the stomach? We've got.
Let's see. Well, Darth Vader got cut in or Darth Maul got cut in half. And Dave Filoni did bring him back.
Right.
Then
we talk about stabbed to the stomach. Stabbed to the stomach. She got.
We get Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon gets stabbed in the stomach by Darth Maul and does not come back. Let's see. We had the Grand Inquisitor got stabbed in the stomach.
Sorry, Mike. Sage funny. Page said I prefer head chops off.
Well, we had that too. We
sure did.
That was an awesome. Yeah.
That was so epic.
Ahsoka,
Revenge of the Sith.
When we first see Ahsoka and she battles the droids there, she.
Oh yeah. Well, not like
head off.
No, let's go back to Revenge of the Sith when Anakin takes off Count Dooku's head. That was
right.
That was epic.
Just make sure I gave context. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Continue on.
So yeah, we've had the before the Grand Inquisitor, we had what's her face, Mandalorian.
Reva.
Yeah. Not Reva. Mandalorian. Gosh, what is her name? Mando's buddy. His sidekick. Gosh. She got stabbed in the stomach, remember? And then the weird guys, they fixed her up.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like one of the first ones. She gets that, and then we get Reva. Reva gets it twice. She gets it as a child and an adult. Both by Darth Vader. One by Anakin, one by Darth Vader.
Right.
How the heck did she survive that? That makes no sense. Let's see. We had the Grand Inquisitor. He got it. And now we've got Sabine. She got it. And okay, they were talking about this over on RFR the other day. And,
were they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because Jimmy went. He was like, "Oh my God, they did it again." And I it was funny when we were watching it. Sabine's battling and everything, and Brenda goes, "They're not going to kill her off." I go, "No, they ain't going to kill her off." And then right away, stab lightsaber to the gut, and I was like,
"Yeah,
oh no, come on, you can't do this." And then she comes back. But they made the comment about if you go back to episode 1, when Qui-Gon's putting the lightsaber through the door, of the starship, and you see the molten, metal, and it's just like this huge amount of metal that's just melting. That it's showing the
amount of heat that it creates.
Yeah, the massive heat that the lightsaber produces and such. And you get this little bitty spot that's about the size of a half
big.
Right.
Come on.
Well, we saw that with when Rey in the last of the trilogy. What was it? Rey stabbed what's his name, and then healed him immediately.
Yeah,
kind of a thing. And all. I'm just talking about just stomach things. Well, we're just talking about stomach wounds.
I forgot about that one.
I know.
It's just so
forget that.
So lame.
Yeah. But this needs to go away. Let's bring back cutting off hands and appendages.
Yeah,
it's
right. Which would have been cool. Much more better. And they come back much more better. Oh, you know who else got it? In Mandalorian. Oh, this is who you were talking about. I'm sorry. Ming-Na Wen's character.
Yes,
That's what you're talking about. Gotcha.
I can't remember her name.
I can't remember it either. Anyway, she got it. But at least with hers, they made a big deal out of it, and actually had to repair her, and she took a while to heal. Sabine is like a couple hours and you're good.
Yeah, like she got a scratch or something. Right. They just had to sew it up.
It's you got a scar about the size of a $50 on your belly, and okay. Well, you're not going to look so good.
One of those cigarette.
Cigarette lighters.
Okay, so this is age of me a bit.
Cigarette lighter burner.
Yes. So the cigarette lighters, it looked like they just stuck it on her until she burned, and then they were like, okay. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I think Star Wars.
Purpose. Like, let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah, I think Star Wars Theory made a good point. I was watching him on this, and he said that, he brought up the door. Mike, like you said, but he took it from the point of view of the amount of heat. And he goes, when that lightsaber went through, it should have boiled her insides.
Exactly.
Now he did say that with Qui-Gon. He said, okay, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Okay, Qui-Gon went straight in the middle, so it probably took out his spine too at the same time, kind of a thing.
I will give Filoni this. It was more off to the side. It was, it was in a spot where I was like, okay, it's believable she could survive in the aspect that this keeps happening over and over again now, But again, if you go back to episode 1 with the heat, the amount of heat, and everything.
Now, let's say the apprentice. I can't remember the apprentice's name. That let's say she purposefully stabbed her there, because I thought she was toying with Sabine the whole time. That whole fight sequence.
Well,
she was toying with her.
She's a seasoned apprentice, and Sabine. We don't even know what the heck.
We don't even know. And who even admitted in the show she hadn't been keeping up with her exercises.
Well, yeah.
With her training kind of.
And I want to know when the heck that happened.
Right?
This is a problem I have.
Explain yourself.
Okay. Okay. Right. So what are some things I think we're agreed on Sabine. I didn't like Sabine's it's almost like we went backwards in time on her character arc, that she hadn't really grown, but yet she has grown.
Good point.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the tension, and I felt like it was false tension. Well, we got to have something tension between the two of them so then they can get back together and whatever. Yeah. No, you don't. Just pick up where you left off, for crying out loud. Right. We've already been there, done that. And that's one thing I didn't like. I did take off for that one because I was like, no, come on. Same. And so, but anyway, but I mean, I did think all that, but the dadgummit, I lost my train of thought now.
Well, while you're trying to
that's okay. We can move on. That means I'm not meant to talk about it because we've only got 18 minutes left in the show.
Well, here, let me show you something. So
he's going to show us something.
So I took these screenshots. And the top one here is from Ahsoka. And then the bottom one is from Rebels. And they are shot for shot, identical.
From the last episode of Rebels. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the last episode of Rebels. And then we have the scene where Ahsoka shows up. I know it's a little, the lighting's a little washed out here, but and it's funny because the lighting looks almost exactly. You can tell Filoni did this.
I was just sitting there thinking that.
But Sabine's turned around to look at Ahsoka. Sabine turns around and looks at Ahsoka. Exactly the same shots. And I mean, it is almost the identical scene. And that's one of the things that kind of confuses me, because Star Wars Rebels happens just after Star Wars A New Hope. And Ahsoka happens after the Battle of Endor and after, somewhere in the Mandalorian time frame. It's right in that same time frame, which is after the Battle of Endor. It's like 5 years after Battle of Endor. But we got the exact same scene, totally, and this is where I'm confused. Okay, so Sabine and Ahsoka at the end of Rebels are leaving to go find Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra, both. Okay. And then that's how Rebels ends. Well, now we come back and it's almost, they make reference to Ahsoka walks out on Sabine's training. Okay. And this is where I don't understand. What exactly is Sabine training? Because as far as we know, she's not force sensitive. She doesn't have the force. So I don't understand this whole force thing with Sabine. There was no reference to that in the Rebels whatsoever, in the Rebels series. And now all of a sudden they're acting like she is some kind of minor force sensitive character. But she doesn't even show anything in the Ahsoka episodes to allude other than she picks up a lightsaber,
right?
You know, and
maybe
the closest,
that's the problem I had.
I am one with the Force, and the Force was with me. You know, maybe she's that level of.
I think he has more. I think he has more Force sensitivity than she does.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
you know. But then again, he was like the blind master, blind,
right. Blind
master type thing, which was amazing. That was just fantastic.
That was my favorite part of Rogue One. Yeah.
This is one of my biggest problems about this. I don't understand it. It's like, well, where's this fall in here? I don't get it. So where was this supposed training that Ahsoka and Sabine did? I thought they were hunting down Thrawn and Ezra.
Yeah,
but
it was weird. Yeah.
Well, apparently they've been training sometime. I that's why I took a little bit off.
I was super confused.
I do. I don't get it. It makes no sense. And I feel like nobody's talking about it, and that drives me even more crazy. It's like,
they're just like, okay, we're going to put this over here and then you guys have to accept it. Like, that's what I feel.
Right. I'm like, okay, did I miss something? And I watched just about every Star Wars that comes out. So it's like, I know I didn't miss anything.
Right.
I've even read the Ahsoka novel, which was a very good novel, by the way. And there was no talk of that in there. E.K. Johnston wrote the novel. If you want a good Ahsoka book to read, go check that one out. It's really good. I highly recommend that if you're a fan.
Nice.
So that was my biggest problems. The lightsaber through the gut. This whole Sabine being Force sensitive stuff, or is she not? And then I agree with you, Stephen. We got kind of grumpy Ahsoka, and I do want my hopeful. I want my hopeful Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah.
But now to be devil's advocate of that, even Ashley's version of Ahsoka at the end of the Clone Wars was grumpy Ahsoka. We did get grumpy Ahsoka, but I felt this one was even more grumpy than that Ahsoka, So I am being hopeful that by the end of the season we get our more hopeful Ahsoka back and less curmudgeon Ahsoka.
Agreed. Yes. So, what are your favorite parts? And then I do want to ask you some questions on some drops that we got, story drops. So,
favorite parts.
Favorite part.
Opening scene. Baylin Skoll.
Really?
Yes.
Really? It was okay for me. I mean, I enjoyed it, but that's funny.
I mean, him coming in and that whole the Alliance commander, whatever, general or whatever, going, yeah, I know what these guys are doing. I'm calling them out,
Right. I'm like, why would you still let them on your ship if that was the case?
Because he didn't think they were who they said they were, and he was gonna imprison them. That's what he was gonna do. He thought they were just Empire wannabes, and he was gonna imprison them, and he didn't believe that they were Force sensitive whatsoever. And then we even got the whole you don't need my identification.
Right, which that was pretty funny.
Right.
But instead of doing the hand thing, we get lightsabers going all over the place. And
Sage, all over the place.
Sage says he loved how he says he's Baylin Skoll, is what he's saying. Looks like Luke if he went Darth, especially with the hood up.
Ooh.
I think with the gray beard and the size, yeah.
I did think that a little bit.
I might be able to cosplay him this.
I was going to say, you're getting it
there. There you go.
I can be Baylin Skoll. Awesome.
Sweet.
There you go.
It's too bad we lost him. He passed away just before the series.
Ray Stevenson.
Yeah. That's sad. That's very sad.
It's a shame.
So I'm curious of how they're going to address that with the show and stuff. See what they do.
Well, they already filmed everything.
Well, yeah. But I mean, does his character die in season one? Was that already planned, or or are they going to have to do something to fix that? You know what I mean? I'm just curious to see what happens. I'll take it week by week, and we'll see what happens. But so far, I love his character. I think he's amazing.
Oh, he's a great character.
Oh yeah.
I like the is he good? Is he bad? I'm like, come on, he's bad. You're slicing people in half. You almost at the beginning get a direct correlation to the ending of Rogue One with Darth Vader.
Let me tell you, he was asked that in an interview. And in the interview, he said, they're not exactly bad, but don't get in their way. So I took that to mean he's very similar to Venom in the sense that, Venom wants to kill Spider-Man. Okay. That's where Venom's a real bad guy, is in the fact that he wants to kill Spider-Man. He don't want to kill anyone else, but if you get in his way, you're dead. And he doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's the way.
In all fairness, he did give the captain fair warning.
He did.
You're right. You're right.
And I loved it when the captain said, "You're no Jedi," and he said, "There's one thing you're right about. We are no Jedi."
Yeah, that was a good line. Funny. That was a very good line.
Ahsoka has said that very same line too. Ahsoka has said, "I am no Jedi." So I see kind of a balance between Ahsoka and Baylin Skoll.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it was very good.
I like it.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah.
We're doing Star Wars. I had to get it in.
Right.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
So, what else did you like? Any other parts that you really enjoyed?
Oh, Ahsoka doing the whole lightsabers and making the circle in the floor and falling through them.
That was my favorite
she
part.
just threw them down and then whoosh.
Yep. And we've seen Anakin do that before too. So it's like, oh wow, there's your master coming out in you. It's so cool. I love that. So that was another favorite scene of mine. And then the battle between her and the Sith Inquisitor, which we're gonna have to talk about him too.
Yep, let's just do it. Do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, those are some of my most highly praised scenes.
Okay, so let's talk about
those
the
were my
brand
two
new.
favorites.
Yeah, what was his name? His
Merrick.
name is.
Hold on, I think.
Well, it's not Merrick, but it's close. It's
Merrick.
Which is so very similar to another character's name in a game that we've talked about that we both enjoyed.
Force Unleashed.
The Force Unleashed. Galen.
Yeah.
Is it Galen Merrick or Merrick Galen?
Galen Merrick.
Galen
I think it's
Merrick.
Merrick.
Star Killer.
Star Killer.
Yeah. I want to believe that it is him. That they introduce him. Now here's why.
I hope so.
I do hope so. I'll say this. I got it.
Dog dancing around.
Do you have it? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. So then I would say that I say it's Star Killer. Here's my reasons why. Andor, we saw the Star Killer. We saw the Star Killer armor in the shop.
Oh yes, we did.
With the thing. So I thought, we've got an allusion to Star Killer already.
Okay.
Next, we've got the Inquisitor's look, his mask totally resembles the end of Star Wars Force Unleashed if you chose the bad path and you get the Star Killer armor where he goes bad. Yes.
It's similar. It's similar.
It's similar. It's not identical, but it's a reflection. Then also in the credits, you see Sam Witwer, and Sam Witwer was the actor
who
did the motion cap.
Yep.
And who did the voice of Star Killer.
Now, did you watch Star Wars Theory on this?
Heck yeah. And he about convinced himself by the end of it that's
he did. Now, at the beginning, though, his thought was it can't be Star Killer because how powerful Star Killer is. I mean, quite frankly, he's a little overpowered in the video game, But it's
super overpowered, but it's so much.
But he takes down the whole star.
Best scene in the whole game. Not the best scene in the whole game, but it was one of my favorite parts of the game.
Oh, mine too. I love that scene. It's just incredible. So at the beginning of that, he's just like, no, he's just way too overpowered to be in this. And I would admit, if you're putting Starkiller at full power from the video game, I think he would wipe Ahsoka with the floor, honestly. Anakin would have a hard time even beating, Anakin of the Clone Wars would have a hard time beating Starkiller, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You have to take Anakin in certain phases and such. But I am hopeful. I want to see it.
Star Wars Theory played that clip of Sam Witwer saying that they had talked about bringing Starkiller into Star Wars canon, and that Dave Filoni said he thought he'd make him an Inquisitor. I'm like, what? And I'm like, well, he did.
Wow.
And I could see Sam just going, throwing that out there as little hints to go, look, this is him. Just wait, it'll happen. He's going to be revealed.
Yeah.
I can see that so much. And I love Sam Witwer. He's been such an important part of Star Wars. If you don't know it, Sam Witwer not only played Starkiller, but he was the voice of Darth Maul throughout the Clone Wars and Rebels. Yep. So, yeah. I love Sam Witwer. He's awesome.
He's a legend.
So I'm hoping that I enjoy that fight sequence. I thought it was really good. I liked how he threw, just like Inquisitors, he threw his lightsaber, and then here's Ahsoka.
Yeah, that was epic.
Goes back and here it comes, like it's no big deal for her. Yep. Okay, it's coming. Let me step back.
Yeah, luckily it didn't go through her.
Right, stab her in the stomach.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank God.
Oh my goodness.
Then so one of the other sequences that I really enjoyed was I absolutely adored the star map scene, the planetarium, as I call it, jokingly and lovingly referred to it as. I just thought it was incredible. I was like, this is so cool. I want one at my house.
Well, I like how we got kind of a taste of the Mortis, because we got the 3 figures.
Yes, please continue. There you go. Okay,
we got 3 figures, and then there was the
I was hoping we were going to talk about this.
Which the same symbol was used in that episode with the Mortis trilogy. So, I mean, that's a good reason.
So explain to everybody who may not know, what is the Mortis trilogy?
So the Mortis trilogy happens in Clone Wars, where Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan somehow end up on this planet that they don't know where they're at. It's almost like they're outside of the universe. And in fact, by the end of it, they don't even remember it happening. None of them even know it actually happened. But then you have what they call in Star Wars the three who are one. And it's the father, the son, and the daughter. And they all have these force abilities, and they're extremely powerful. And it's almost as if they embody the force itself. Like the 3 of them together are embodying the force itself. And then in that episode, we even get Dark Ahsoka, which was pretty freaking cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I did too.
It's filled with a lot of mysticism, and it's one of George Lucas's favorite episodes, probably because it's so. There's a lot of interpretation that has to be taken into it,
right?
But yeah, so in that we had that same symbol that you see inside that star map, which I thought was a very cool callback to the clone.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That whole road to Perdia, or pathway to Perdia, kind of a thing. And I thought, whoa, is that where the Mortis trilogy comes in? Because I was thinking the whole Mortis trilogy, I mean, is that where they went, kind of a thing. So I just found it really fascinating. Oh, yeah. The whole
there was
thing.
A lot of nuggets, though, in these 2 episodes.
There were.
little-
Hopefully, so we can talk about them, discuss them, and go back and review. That ties us over to the next episode of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
but here's the big drop that occurred that, Mike, I want to get your insight on.
Okay.
There at the map sequence, it is revealed that Elsbeth is a descendant or a night sister.
Yes.
Give me your thoughts on this. I really want to hear this because I was like, "Ooh, this is pretty cool." That kind of a thing.
I believe she is a descendant. I don't believe she actually is a Night Sister because she doesn't look anything like the Night Sisters whatsoever. She doesn't have that Dathomir look that the Night Sisters do. Which, by the way, the Night Sisters are from Dathomir, which is the same planet that Darth Maul is from. He is actually what they call a son of the Dathomir sisters or something to that extent. So he falls into that whole realm and such. I believe she's a descendant and she is using the powers that she has been taught through this Star Wars magic mysticism. And that's how she's tracking down Thrawn.
Yeah.
There had been some alluding that maybe Thrawn has the Force, and I don't think that's going to happen at all. And I'll tell you why, because I rewatched the last episode of Rebels this morning, in fact, and in the last episode, Thrawn talks about the Force, and he says the Force is something that I don't quite understand. So being the fact that Dave Filoni was such a big part of the Rebels and he's writing this, I don't think Dave Filoni is going to do anything to change the Thrawn character and give him the ability and I don't want him to. I like Thrawn not having the Force.
I agree totally 100%.
Same.
He is way more interesting not being a Force.
He's much more better without having the
Force. Cheers. So, that's my thoughts on that.
Same.
What was that?
So I'll say this: the with the whole Night Sister, or excuse me, let me rephrase that: descendant, Elsbeth being a descendant. Yes. I love how we're introducing or bringing into forebear the whole aspect of this. There's not just the Force, but there's other mysticism. I like how you said that, Mike. There's other mysticism involved. Yeah. It's almost like having, churches have different denominations. Protestant churches have different denominations. It's almost like we're getting different denominations of the Force, or how it's.
Well, and we're getting different levels.
Nice. I like that.
Different levels of use of Force throughout the Star Wars universe, because you called out what's his face from Rogue One, I am one with the Force is with me. He wasn't Force sensitive, but he believed enough in the Force, that it kind of gave him some sort of a Force ability to an extent. I that's the way I took it,
Yeah.
But he wasn't a Force user,
Even the apprentice was like, "Oh, so you're a witch," kind of a thing. Is like, "Oh, I think you just made her mad."
Right.
Thou shalt not call me a witch.
But even the apprentice, she almost was appalled by that. There was almost this, like, "Oh, you're a witch," kind of feel to that.
Like a distaste.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah. I didn't get that. I got it like, oh, so you're. I didn't get it kind of like that as much as
so we took it in different ways.
We did take it different ways.
To me, it felt like she was like, "Oh, you're a witch." Oh, where it's almost like, no, I'm a dark Force user. You're below me. That's the way I took it.
Was there some semblance for you in the green flame underneath the star map ball, kind of a thing, that it was a green flame? Yeah, oh, come on. We've got orange lightsabers, red lightsabers, blue lightsabers, green lightsabers. But I didn't know. I didn't know if the green color of the magic flame that kind of fueled the star map helped give.
I didn't even think about that, Stephen. And
that's pretty good.
But Dathomir, I thought it was more red, for lack of a better term, red magic.
I'd have to go back and rewatch those episodes, but I thought there were green flames in those episodes. So I didn't know. I didn't even think about that, Stephen.
I just saw that.
Do you guys know what you call a Jedi with a water gun?
Oh, wow.
Ahsoka.
We just went into 3 geeky dads
territory.
Oh, man. Yeah. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Brenda says
that'd be a good one for their show.
Brenda says sounds like Lucky Charms. Green clovers, blue diamonds, and brown purple horseshoes.
That's so funny.
It's purple lightsabers.
Oh my god!
Right.
Master Windu would make sure that you have to have his purple lightsaber in there.
Right. So
and I hate to say it, but Mara Jade had it before he did. So.
Just saying.
So
I did enjoy that scene. I enjoyed the lore that it created. We're now going to get a whole new universe, possibly. How are they going to get there? The path to what was it? Perdia. I can't remember what it was called.
Pretty.
Right. I really, really enjoy. I thought it was. How shall I say? I thought it was really just a neat. We're building this story. We're building a new world. We're building. There's so much more. We're expanding the Star Wars universe, kind of thing. And so, I quite enjoyed that kind of a thing. So,
I believe this is out of all the Disney Star Wars, a TV series that we've gotten so far. I felt this was more Star Wars-y than any one of them.
Yes. Okay.
There you go.
Here's what I was talking about, the green flame. And I'm going to play kind of the sequence. For those who are just on the audio, I'm playing a little sequence where we see the green flame underneath the star map ball. See the green flame things. Yeah. And then she activates it. Elsbeth activates it, with her Dathomir power, Night Sister power, kind of a thing. And then I love how this looked. I was like, man, they spared no expense on the special effects for this show.
Well, it is ILM.
It's our galaxy.
And then she's playing with it. She does it. She activates it, and all of a sudden,
boom! It's just all around them. And that's the scene we all thought was the world between worlds.
Yeah. So also it helps me realize that what happens is when we see Ahsoka and him fighting, that this is where they're at.
Oh,
in the trailer. So we know.
True. And that's where you think that we might be heading into the world in between worlds.
Well, I don't know. I
agree with this.
What did you say? Sage Page?
Real Tony Stark discovering a particular moment. Yeah. Yep. I get that feeling too. I felt like that too. Very Tony Stark.
I just say that that's probably where they're going to head. They're going to get there in the next episode or the episode after that. They're going to have their battle, kind of a thing there with the star map. I hope. I don't know.
Well, it'll be interesting if they do go to the world between worlds, because they could go anywhere in the world between worlds. And I do have one thing on my wish list for this series. So Anakin Skywalker. Hayden Christensen has he's been signed for this also. So he is going to make some kind of appearance. We don't know if it's going to be as Anakin or Darth Vader, but my wish list is we get a flashback and we get live action Ahsoka with live action Anakin somewhere in the Clone Wars. Just give me
that would be cool.
Taste. I want that. I want that so bad.
Let me ask you this. When we saw the different TV spots, and there was the Master and Apprentice TV spot, you heard the voice of Hayden Christensen saying, hey, it's my job to prepare you. I won't always be there, kind of a thing. I'm like, is that from Clone Wars, or is that the scene that we're going to get?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I hope it's from the Clone Wars. I so want a live action shot. All it's got to be is a few minutes. Just give me. I want live action Ahsoka with live action Anakin. We've got him. We've got him. Just do it. Do it.
Do it. Right.
Heck, I would take a live action Clone Wars. Let's do a live action Clone Wars movie.
Right.
We got all the elements. Let's just do it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm excited that we're moving forward with,
Oh, I know. It's just, wouldn't it be so good to see them live action, just once?
Right.
Cool. Or maybe have one full episode of this is something that this was a adventure with Anakin and Ahsoka, and heck, even Obi-Wan, throw Obi-Wan in there too.
Right. But
get
now
the back
the
together.
Mortis trilogy.
Do the Mortis trilogy in live action. You got Sam Witwer too. Why not?
Why not?
Because he was the brother in that, so
that
would be pretty freaking cool. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Okay, so let's just go expanded lore here, expanded universe. I was talking with a good friend of mine late last night, and he stated that that actually in the lore with the Mortis trilogy, so the father actually had a wife, sort of, because he got lonely and stuff, and that person becomes. Oh, who's the most powerful, deadly character in Star Wars? That even Luke had to team up with a Darth somebody to fight against them.
Emperor?
No, it was a female. It became a female, really dark. See, now I can't remember the name of the character. So.
You're even testing my Star Wars brain.
Who is the most evil person, female Sith in Star Wars?
Female Sith.
Oh, they're saying Asajj Ventress. No.
Oh, I do like Asajj Ventress. If we get a live action Asajj Ventress, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah. Hang on. Just give me a second. No.
My Star Wars brain is not working for this one.
That's okay. Who is the wife of the father in Star Wars?
You probably should have put Mortis trilogy on that. That's what you mean, right?
It is. Yeah. So Father Mortis, the father.
Did they even refer to the mother? I don't.
No, it was in.
Sage is saying Abeloth.
That's it. Thank you, Sage. Thank you for coming to my rescue, Abel. Yeah, Abeloth. I don't remember. Might have to rewatch Mortis. So Abeloth, also known as the bringer of chaos and self-styled as the beloved queen of the stars, was an extreme powerful force entity. And in Luke, in his grand master of the Jedi kind of a thing, had to take Quran and needed help to do so, kind of a thing. So
I gotta kind of bow to Sage's knowledge there. you outdid me, buddy.
Yeah, well, my friend was talking about it and I couldn't follow along really well because I wasn't really for sure. But yeah, so anyway, there's so many things that they could do. I'm just looking forward to seeing really all that they do with this, the pathway to Perdia kind of a thing, or whatever, and I'm looking forward to seeing Thrawn. We know we're going to see Thrawn. I just hope.
Well, that's happening. I mean, we've seen him in the previews.
I just hope we don't get the he's in the last few minutes kind of a thing. I don't pull a last or the end of Force Awakens and okay, here's Luke, doesn't say anything at all. Kind of a thing. I hope we don't get that.
I'm hopeful that it'll happen mid-season. Yes. I'm afraid you might be right. I'm afraid we may have that whole, they reveal him at the end of the season and then he's the big bad in season 2. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen, but I'm hopeful that it happens sooner. Maybe like midway, because we don't want him right away. You can't do that. You got to have some build up to go get him and everything. But I don't want to wait the entire freaking season, especially if he's been alluded to in Mandalorian season 3, and now we're just going to allude to him through all of season 1 of Ahsoka. I don't think that's a good idea.
I hope we move fast. Yeah.
But, Dave Filoni, he's a smart guy. He knows Star Wars well. He writes it well. This was, these 2 episodes were examples of very good writing with Filoni. I still don't understand where he's going with the Sabine thing, but other than that, I don't have an issue of anything else that he's done in these issues in these episodes. Thank you.
I was tracking.
You call comic books episodes, and I call
right.
call TV issues.
Yes.
I have the comic book brain. You have the television and movie brain.
That's correct. And real quick, Angie,
hey.
Any last?
There's Angie.
Any last?
Sorry, the storm's being goofy. So
that's okay. Any last thoughts or anything for you on Ahsoka as we're wrapping up?
Honestly, like I said, I didn't want to give it 10 just because of some of the little issues, but it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And so I like the cinematography. That's like one thing that, because I like taking pictures and stuff like that. Like I always look at the cinematography. They did a very good job on that. I will say that they did good on Sabine's character. Like there was so many, I was like, oh man, she looks just like from Clone Wars and whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, they did a very good job on that. Overall, like I said, I'm hopeful, but I don't want to have my hopes too high, just in case, because
I understand
it's not like they haven't done it before, but I do think that the first 2 episodes were more of like a recap for those that haven't seen it in a long time, those that haven't seen it at all. I would have liked it to be a little bit more advanced, but I do think it was kind of like a cliff notes of, okay, here you go. Just in case you forgot, blah, 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 blah. I'm hoping that it doesn't keep going like that it's like episode 3. We're like, okay, we're in it. Let's do this type thing. I don't want to drag out anymore, but yeah.
Nice.
Good. I liked it. I thought it was worth watching. I do believe that it is worth getting a subscription to Disney Plus to see. Yes. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I think this is the culmination of what fans have been wanting from Dave Filoni. It is Dave Filoni's favorite character, and and it's going to be treated well. And I think we're in for a good fun time with it.
Yep, I agree.
So, overall, I thought this is excellent introduction to the Ahsoka series. Lothal was amazing looking. It looked right out of episode 1 of Rebels.
Yes.
I mean, we got the whole highway scene with Sabine on the speeder,
So cool.
So good. So good. Looked amazing. The Loth Cats. Loth Cats were awesome. They look so great.
Yes.
And I love how the Loth Cat warned both Sabine and Ahsoka of the HK droids. That was cool.
Yep. That was cool.
Really neat. Enjoyed that very much. I love the introduction of Baylin Skoll, and I keep forgetting his apprentice's name. I thought they were amazing. They like I said before, I almost got a Darth Bane and his apprentice feel to those.
Right.
And Darth Bane is one of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters. So that was great. Love that. Would like to see a little more hopeful Ahsoka and less curmudgeon Ahsoka in the future. Hopeful for that. Love the introduction of the new Inquisitor. He's probably the best Inquisitor we've gotten in since the introduction of the Inquisitors.
Yeah.
He didn't immediately get killed. That was nice. It seems like every time they introduce a really cool Inquisitor, boom, they're dead, Right. So this one, we didn't get that, which makes me more hopeful that it will become Star Killer. So that's on my wish list is Star Killer, and then we get a live action Anakin and Ahsoka scene. That's on my wish list. And I'm going to throw one more thing on my wish list. Since Thrawn is coming, I would like to get a Thrawn and Darth Vader scene. That would be
yes. Yes. Oh,
I don't know if it'll happen. Just saying, it's on my wish list.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
So there's three things for Mike's wish list.
So when is this still taking place? This is 5 years after Return of the Jedi?
Oh yeah, you're right. So we can't get Darth Vader because he's gone at this point.
Unless they do a flashback or something.
No, they do a flashback. So I mean, if we have a flashback Ahsoka scene, we could always have a flashback Thrawn scene. Could have Thrawn, Darth Vader, and the Emperor together, and it would be a scene right out of the Thrawn book.
That would blow my mind.
Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome.
That would blow my mind.
So those are. I don't really think that one's going to happen, but it's on my wish list. It's on my wish
right on. Right on.
Nice. So overall, I thought it was a great introduction. And I am looking forward to the rest of the season. Yep.
Right here. It's going to be tough because, I think each episode from here on out is like half an hour kind of a thing.
I've heard that, but we'll see. We will see. I just want more. That's all. Just want more.
Y'all got any more of those things.
Right?
Y'all got any more of those Ahsoka episodes?
Yeah. Ashoka. All right, everybody.
All right, bless you.
Well, yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you. I love it. Hey, everybody, check us out. So glad that you could join us. Please check out our website at 2geeksmike.com. 2geeks, the number 2, GEEKSMIC.com. That's where we got all things for 2 Geeks. We'll be updating the website here shortly on this weekend and stuff. But there's where you can get a link to our Ko-fi page, which is also ko-fi.com/2geeks, where you can help support us. You can buy us a coffee, and just to help us, all that money goes to help pay for our streaming service, podcast service, those kinds of things to help us do what we do. We really, really appreciate the support. If you want to reach out to us, please feel free to email us at show@2geeksmike.com. Mike is pretty on top of any emails that come through and stuff. Also on our website, you can get a link to our new merch page, which is on fourthwall.com. Actually that's really long, but you can actually get to the link on our website as well. We've got some neat shirts. We've got some new stuff coming. Pretty excited about that. And please do that. All that just helps support us here on the show. Also, I want to let you guys know that if you have not, I just got to give a shout out. If you have not seen the episode that we did 3 weeks ago with Eric July from the Rippaverse, by far our best viewed YouTube podcast that we've done, but rippaverse.com, we're not getting this is not an affiliate link or anything like that, but we just want to give a shout out to, here's a guy who is doing an incredible work in the comic book space and bringing back stories and characters that people have always wanted with comic books. And he's got a great vision. He's got great leadership that he does and leads with. They just released ISOM 2.
Yep, I'm still waiting for my issue number 2. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's coming. It's been fun to watch him on Twitter, and even his updates on YouTube, where he's talking about all the stuff that's been going on. So check them out. But hey, if you do want to help support the show and you're like, hey, how do I do that?
Steven, how do we help support?
I know. Not only can you do it through our Ko-fi page, but if you're interested in doing podcasting, check out www.podbean.com/communicate. There you will learn all about if you want to do your own show. Now, you can set up your own podcast for free. It is limited with Podbean, but their next tier up is what we use. It's $9 a month if you pay for a whole year at one time. So $108. Unlimited episodes, unlimited time. I mean, it's the best deal that we've seen when we researched all the different ones. They limit you on hours. You know, they say, oh, you got to do this. And plus, and they were more expensive. Well, what's nice about Podbean is not only that, but it kind of walks you through how do you get your podcast on all the other platforms that are out there. It
puts you on all the major podcasts.
Yeah, you just follow their instructions and do that. If you're interested more about doing your own podcast and curious about it, and if you want tips or ideas, hey, give us a shout out at show@twogeeksmike.com. But if you decide that you want to do that and you sign up with Podbean, we do get a small little itty bitty bit, but that does help support the show. But we've been very happy with Podbean for 2.5 years now.
As long as we've been doing this.
As long as we've been doing this, we've never felt the need that we had to switch over. So, anyway, so that's that. You can support us that way as well. But please check us out more than anything else at twogeeksmike.com to learn more about the show. All right.
All right. And if you made it this far, please go and give us a like and subscribe. Trying to find my. Where's the big one at? I can't find it. Anyway, give us a like and subscribe on Facebook and on YouTube. Make sure and go give the bell. There we go. Thank you, Megan. I was looking for that. So give us a thumbs up on Facebook and follow us on Facebook. I post a lot of memes on there.
A lot of memes.
And if you want to communicate with us, that's another easy way to communicate with us. I'm pretty active on it. But then make sure and like and follow us on YouTube. And that way you get notifications every time we go live. We will be covering Ahsoka for the rest of the series, and then we got some interesting things planned for October.
And we've got some other stuff coming out that we're working on right now, everybody, on YouTube, because you were saying that we've got another member of the team that's going to be doing some stuff. And I've been talking back and forth a little bit. Of course, this week we haven't talked at all because I was on vacation camping, and I'll be camping again in 2 weeks. So, right. So,
but yeah, we got some ideas of some other maybe shorter form videos that we're going to do outside of the main content, which is this.
Yep. So. It'll be great. Yay. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to get that in there because I'm excited about some of the stuff that you're doing.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. With that said, over and out, and may the Force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
may the Force be with you.